is going home. Raz, are you ready for some games, my friend?
Hell yes, man. We've had some bangers already. Previous one was definitely a lot of banging, at least from RNG side of things. They've been having a good one. I've been posting a lot of TikToks on my timeline, and for me, the one that I'm about to post definitely is a 30-year-old man playing basketball with children. But I have been seeing Unicorns of Love, at least in their previous match, really go beat for beat with RNG. They've been, I think, getting a lot better at it. I know in the previous days, they've been not picking Rumble, picking against Rumble, and on red side, letting the enemy team pick Rumble. And I was about to come into this saying that, hey, they've been having higher Rumble priority themselves, picking it, but now we're in another game where they just let Wei get the pick for free and not even get the Morgana trade.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take stock of everything that's happened so far, because the bans rolled out fast, my friends. We've got Renekton, Nocturne, Morgana, Kaisa, Tristana, and Udyr all banned away. First pick Rumble there on the blue side. This champion is a terror right now. Multiple flex pick possibilities, super powerful in the jungle, just scary, scary stuff. Over on the side of the Unicorns, they'll first pick the Varus and grab Nidalee right next to it.
So all of this has gone exactly how it's gone in the past, where, so you know what, you should be a little bit worried if you're a Unicorn on the left side, because the Nidalee is the standard pick for a Nanasik going into the Rumble, and RNG always tries to pair it up with the Nautilus and the Kaisa, or at least the Kalista that is, alongside with the Rumble. So there is no more concerns with Rumble having proper setup. That's all the concerns I've come into this tournament, is if you have Rumble with zero setup, it's going to be very difficult to have like a proper team fight engage. There is none of that this time around. I think the only expectation that I'm going to have with Unicorns of Love in changing the draft in the last time they faced them is no Kassadin. We don't want to see that from the side of No Man's, because RNG slammed the pick. We're constantly diving the bot side of the map, so I think that's going to be the play that they make.
Yeah, having Nautilus on the same team with Rumble, Nautilus just point and click, press R, and then as soon as that tidal wave hits him and throws him up into the air, or depth charge or whatever that stupid thing is called, Rumble just drops the equalizer on their heads, and it's all said and done. Second part of the bands rolling in now. Lee Sin and Silas, both taken off the table. We know that these champions have some powerful flex possibility of their own. Lee Sin in particular surging back into the meta here in this current tournament as a solo laner for the first time in years and years and years, as now Jace and Wukong are banned out by RNG. Now we'll get to see the last couple of picks for either side. We still need solo laners, my friends. Let's see what they're going to go for.
I'm looking. I know the Nocturne was banned. Gnar is still up, so we might see that pick pop up. But that would go straight into what Xiaohu's really comfortable with. He's gone Lucian into Gnar before. He can go. He's done Jace all tournament long. So I know this is taking a long time for him to go towards the pick. This is a risk that Unicorns of Love understand completely, and I want to see what Xiaohu has as a response.
Okay, Xiaohu, what's it gonna be? The Gnar is locked.
Give me the guns.
Will we get to see the Lucian? Will we get to see that double-barrel death sentence coming out here? Gala having to just taking the time. There it is, baby. The Lucian's locked in, and we're expecting Xiaohu to be piloting that one in the Gnar in top lane.
All right, at least Unicorns of Love have the setup to kill him. Last time it was a Trundle trying to keep pace.
That doesn't happen. You don't bring a stick to a gunfight.
Definitely do not. You come in it with a hammer and you're gonna get shot. So in this case, it's still gonna be very tough for Boss. He's gonna be in a matchup that last time around, Xiaohu is actually playing incredibly well in. And also setting up dives. This is something that a lot of the time people don't talk a lot about, was that RNG, instantly, if they have stacking waves, Wei recognizes it, he's there for it, and also the same with Ming. So expect those three-man dives, not super early on from the perspective of Ming being up there, but as the game goes on, I think Unicorns of Love have to be alert.
Man, there is some scary split push threat on the side of RNG, man. Between having that Lucian in the top lane, they've got a Rise in mid. We already know the skill of these players is more than enough to get it done as well. Woof.
Yes, and I look towards the Unicorns of Love side, and they got some beef. They got a little chunk there from the Alistar and Gnar perspective. So if team fights start rolling, Orianna has great champions in which you can place the ball on. And also, you know, the last game in which we saw RNG go up against Unicorns of Love today, I thought Santas played really well. Santas is, Alistar that I saw him on today coming in with, no, actually versus the Pentanet game, where he had a great flank on towards the RE. These type of things where if you can be creative in team fight situations, that will get you a leg up on RNG.
So let me go ahead and set the table going into this game.
Do it.
For those of y'all who do not know, RNG is going through. They're 6-0 with 2 games left to play.
As Quickshot would say, full sent it through.
Yeah, we're fully sending them all the way to the next group stage. They don't have nothing to worry about. It does not matter for them. However, for their opponents, for Pentanet, for Unicorns of Love, there's 2 teams in one spot, Raz. And so for these 2, if you can manage to take a game off of RNG somewhere, some way, somehow, that could mean a lot if otherwise they end up having a draw in their head-to-head.
And this isn't the same RNG as we saw in the first few days that were just, trying to get the game so they can go on towards the Rumble stage. I feel a little cheated by Ming. Ming's interview yesterday say, no matter what, if we're going through tomorrow, we'll play normally. These have been some
No, this is not normal.
This ain't normal. They're very scrappy games from RNG. So if you can get a game off of them playing as best as you possibly can, play on your best day and be on your best behavior.
Maybe we just misinterpreted what Ming meant, Mr. Raz. Maybe what he was saying is, no matter what happens, we're going to play these games like it's a normal with friends.
Nice.
And just have a happy, fun type of time here in League of Legends. You can see the Unicorns of Love invading at level 1, not going for a late invade, not trying to delay anything. They are very much saying, hey, we're going to go in there and see what happens. Unfortunately, nothing really happens.
Yeah, and so you have to be concerned about if you're trying to split the map. If you're going red to red as in Italy versus a Rumble, Rumble's just going to full clear his top side, get level 3, and then he's going to meet you at your red, and you're going to have to deal with that. So that's not going to happen. They just went in there, placed a few wards. Thankfully, RNG did the same. Wei was able to place a ward on towards the enemy red as well. So they both teams have a good amount of information that'll catch each other at the same time.
Everything looking pretty standard here across both sides in terms of keystones, in terms of summoner spells and whatnot. You can see the standard 4 teleports in the game too for both sides. They're in the solo lanes. Nothing else really seems out of place too much here. You see Zhao Hu starting off with the Cull on the Lucian, ready to just farm it up and get ready to go to town.
Try to walk up to your wave.
It's not happening.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
One step towards me, man.
He got hit with the boomerang, but he doesn't care. Immediately just turns around. You got 1 boomerang. He's got 2 guns.
All right. Maybe needs a second boomerang for.
Is that how the Gnar versus Lucian matchup ends up getting equalized? We get the second boomerang later on? Well, we're already getting some action down here in the 2v2. Ming trying to get aggro nice and early. You were applauding Santus's Alistar play when we saw it earlier today, so we'll see if he can turn that on as the game moves forward here. Back in the mid lane, Cryin on the rise. Man, you gotta be able to respect this one. If he can scale up on this pick, get that power farming in there, we know what these high-level rises can do if they're just left to free farm to their heart's content, and it is scary stuff. No Man's already down to 150 HP.
Man, he is just hard winning this lane. So that's a big concern for me. And on top of that, like you said, it's been a great bread and butter towards RNG. When it was Xiaohu on the rise pick, he's been stellar on it. When it's Crying on the pick, either way, I think they play side lanes really well.
Oh, he's already going for the plays. He flashes in. No Man's not flashing out, so it's actually summoner spell advantage now for No Man's, and Cryin is almost completely out of mana.
That's a little wild right there. You were doing so well up until the point now where you definitely get jumped on.
They're just playing normally, Raz. Remember, this is just normal gameplay.
You're right.
Right?
About that.
Yeah, this is just normal gameplay. Okay. Top side, we can see Ananasik up here clearing out the Krugs. We have junglers on opposite ends of the map doing very similar clears. Let's see if this gank turns into a whole lot. Remember, No Man still has the flash. Dredgeline connects. Oh, No Man's the flash away. Keeps himself alive.
All right. So, of course, had to burn his flash himself. But Ananasik is looking for a top lane gank.
Zhao Hu just dashes right through it, man. Not a worry in the world. And Ananasik sticking around a little bit longer. Seeing if just maybe he can get a second spear out there, try the play again, but it will not happen.
Yes.
Instead, he'll go for top side crab, Wei will go for bottom side crab, and we're just continuing to split the map between the junglers here.
So this is the big concern that I had here for RNG with this specific comp. We're getting a little bit of a push here. He needs to get this pushed in, doesn't have any mana, and this should be a freeze here for the Orianna. So it's a pretty bad situation for Crime, but I think he's going to get bailed out later on. Just have Ming come over later and just help him push the wave. And he's just going to TP anyways, so... Yeah. This shouldn't be that bad of a situation, but it is what it is. So, RNG has a Lucian top, Nicholas the bot. I've seen compositions like these before where one of these guys are going to have to be sad because the jungler's playing away from you. In this case,
right.
You have a Lucian top with a jungler that was playing towards bot side, but he was able to get his wave in, so he's still happy. The wave's coming in, so he's playing this one safe, and Wei's able to be here at the right time when the wave is stacking right back into his favor. So Wei, I think they are playing this as well as they possibly could with how much of a tightrope comp this is.
Well, Cryan's pretty far forward. Ananasic coming out of the brushes here, misses the spear. Cryan just throws him in the rune prison and walks away.
I hate phase rush. Probably wouldn't have worked anyways, but like a lot of the times you put him in the prison and just speed off like Usain Bolt. So thankfully that's getting nerfed later on, but not in the tournament. You will still see this be just the pick for both mid laners in most games.
Well, now we got Wei invading here. Ananasic clearing out his own chicken camp, but now the flash over the wall, man. His first blood for RNG.
That was beautiful. He just drilled him to death.
It looked like, oh man, Ananasic's thinking, all right, we cleared out the chicken camp. You can't steal anything. He's not there for the chickens, man. He's there for the mid laner, and they got him.
It's insane. This reminds me of old school RNG with Karsa in the jungle looking for mid lane dives really early on in the game, just how creative they could get against the teams. Like small advantages. Remember, they blew his Orianna flash really early on. Even if he got a heads up on that, he's still dying. So, all right, this game's already going off in RNG's favor.
Okay, RNG with that 1,500 gold lead. You can see the EXP top 3 on the charts, all wearing RNG colors. And here's your replay. Flash over the wall. Rune Prison gets it done. Damage from the Flame Spitter with the overheat is just all too much, man.
Yeah, they just were not. Oh my God.
Oh, 50 HP left on Boss as he flashes away from the culling to barely live.
This game is ridiculous already, and it reminds me of day one RNG versus Unicorns of Love. But the fun thing just about the... I can't even talk about the replay.
We don't have time to be breaking that down, Raz. We got a play coming out in the top side as Xiaohu flashes out trying to survive, sidestepping away from the spear, but it doesn't matter. Ananasic answers, and we got ourselves a 1-to-1 game.
Got the punishment finally. Don't let that man get away with everything. Unicorns of Love, they recognize RNG's own dragon. All right, full send it top lane.
Let's go.
Got the kill on Lucian, so good job being able to answer there with the TP that Nar had.
Well, that is a very early first Drake for the side of RNG, though. Getting that one taken care of and put under their belt before the 7-minute mark means if they can keep up this sort of aggro, keep up this bottom side control, could be an early soul for them. We saw that last game wasn't exactly an objective-heavy match of League of Legends, but maybe RNG wants to prioritize those Drakes a little more here in this game. They've still got a 1,000 gold lead despite the even kill count, and when you wonder where that's coming from, look no further than the farm, my friends. 1 wave lead there in the mid lane, 2 camp advantage in the jungle, 20 farm up in the top side, and almost the same story being told on the bottom side. And this is the thing, Raz, you already mentioned earlier, the jungler has to play to only one side of the map. You can't be everywhere at the same time, but both of these side lanes seem to be very happy with the current state of things.
Yeah, so that joke I was making a little earlier on with the 30-year-old man in the basketball court seems like RNG here, where they're definitely schooling. And a lot of it comes down to the fact that just in terms of the laning phase, Xiaohu just is slow stacking waves, all inning on, so it makes it so Boss actually has to base in those instances and lose out in the full farm. And take a look at this.
Okay. They know that their opponents are somewhere in their jungle. Cryan's going to be found first, but Wei is right there, ready to go. Here's the equalizer. Hit him with the flux over the wall. And Cryan just picks up a little bit more damage, and these guys are doing some awesome stuff in the enemy jungle. Now they'll just rotate up into the top side. They're going after Boss now, too. Cryan gets the rune prison. There's the culling. There's the flame spitter, and there's kill number 3 for RNG.
And he's losing waves on top of that. It's just getting worse, Cap.
It does not get better against a team like this, my friend. Xiaohu will pick up the next wave, allow the next one of his own to crash. They'll steal the Krugs. They'll take everything. Nidalee Spear can't even kill the medium Krug, man.
It's rough, and it's just happening through constant movement, tempo from the jungler. Wei is just recognizing when the stacking wave top lane, he's just there, man. And it's not as if Unicorns of Love don't have the information. They recognize these plays are happening. Like the way earlier portion of the game, when Orianna got dove mid, they saw Rumble there. But they just didn't think that that was a play And you're getting burned alive.
Oh, Ananasic, no! He's taken down in the 1v1 on the top side. River Jungle Kingdom for Wei so far this game. 2-0-2 on the Rumble. Looking to pick up his second neutral objective now with that Rift Herald being secured.
So while there is a team differential, there should, I'm going to make it very clear. Oh, they ain't going to stop, huh?
No, we are not stopping anytime soon. Boss is not allowed to play the game. He is almost at half the farm of his opponent on a champion like Gnar. That just shows you how badly Xiaohu is slamming this lane.
And this is their strong side too. Nidalee on the top side of the map, so he's trying to defend him, but they just can't do that. Ming is also just doubling down so they can make this happen. He's crawling to the farm. He's going to get a few of them.
Okay, so Boss gets a couple of minions at least, but it's still 94 to 52 if he gets both of these. That is not the state that you want this lane to be in, my friend.
And this goes back to, I have to make it very clear, Rumble is a insanely good champion. Not in just the jungle, but also just as an overall pick. And they're going to look to find a pick on the Nautilus.
Okay, let's see if they got the damage for it. Why am I even asking the question? Wei is on a killing spree. Ananasic tries to get away, but the point-and-click power of Ming's ultimate says there is no way out. Gala takes the kill on that one, bringing our game up to 6-1 with a 4,000 gold lead 10 minutes in.
I think they'll ban the champion next game. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to be on a limb. I think they won't let the enemy team have Rumble.
It's pretty scary stuff, man. I mean, this champion, we all know that he's S+ tier on this patch. We all know that Rumbles, you got to pick or ban him. And when you give him to a jungler that's as good as Wei, to a team that's as good as RNG, there's just, what are you even supposed to do against this, Raz?
Yeah, they have the setup too, as you can see from this one. Sure, they thought they were going to get the pick on towards Nautilus, but you saw Kalista and Rumble that were there on the flank. And it was just, you're in the corridor as well, so an easy kill on towards Santis and a chase down on towards Ananasic. So in this situation, the setup wasn't even required just because of where the fight was happening and the terrain around you. But you have Kalista, you have Nautilus, you have the Rune Prison they've been making use throughout the entire game on Rise. So Rumble is just having a field day.
Well, here comes Dragon number 2 of the game. Wei is already hanging out down here in bottom lane. Still has that Rift Herald ready to go if they want to use it to try to take down the entirety of the bottom lane turret, or they can just get the 2 plates for free. Looks like that's just what they're going to do here. They should get that charge, no problem. Gala will stick around, clear out the last little bit of this wave, make sure he gets all the money for the cannon, and Wei rotates over to the Drake. Doesn't look like anybody from Unicorns of Love is going to be around to stop it. Instead, they might try for a dive here in the top lane. We'll see if they got what it takes to take down Xiaohu, who just decides he's not going to go back towards the turret. He'll just kill Boss instead. Tries to go for the flash to finish off the kill. Won't quite be able to find it. Now he's running away towards enemy territory. No Man's is going to find him, but he dashes over the wall, sidesteps away. The spear's not able to find him. Finally, Xiaohu will die. Unicorns of Love find their second kill of the game, but the money ends up on Alistar.
All right, they're making it hard, but they finally get the kill. Sent 4 members for the full chase on towards Lucian, and at least it's a battle. That's all I'm saying. At least it's a trap, and they're doubling down. I think Lucian did the right thing, just full clearing the wave so they couldn't actually come through the turret, or at least it would be very difficult to do so, and he was so close to getting the kill on towards the Gnar.
Oh, boy.
All right.
Oh, this could be this. Oh, no, Lodic, you got to be so careful.
I think for that play.
Oh, he's got to be so careful here. He's dead. He's already dead. There it goes. Wow, he died before I completed the sentence. That's what happens in a game like this.
He didn't even get the chance to walk up to the wave. The man just took one step away from his turret, and they said that was all you needed.
And I mean, you can't just afford to sit back and not farm anything in a game like this that you're already this far behind, right? Like, he knows that he has to keep trying to build his economy somehow.
Yes.
But when your opponents are already aware of where you're going to be and what you're going to do, when the equalizer's coming down here in the mid lane, and now they're chasing for the dive again. Cryan finds his second kill, 8-2.
I just want to see the damage per minute on the Rumble, like, in this game. Because
it's too much.
It's a bit ridiculous.
It's too much, man.
A little bit ridiculous.
Okay, well, now we got the turret plating finally about to fall here in about 30 seconds. Bottom lane tier 1 turret has been destroyed. Top lane tier 1 turret still holding on with only a single plate for the side of Unicorns of Love.
All right.
On the side of RNG, we've got most of the top lane turret down at least, so Unicorns of Love have been able to take a little bit of money back by destroying some of those plates, but mid is looking plenty healthy right now.
Yeah, and I'm just going to direct you towards the items to say that mythic items just completed on the RNG side. Gale Force has been completed for some time. The Night Harvester was just picked up by Wei, and he's 10 stacks, by the way, on his Dark Seal. He can just straight up upgrade that towards Magi's with the state of the game. And
at this point, there's no reason not to.
Exactly. And so, like, mythics are just completed across the board, save for support naturally. So it's just difficult for Unicorns of Love to make a play.
Holy cow, look at how much damage comes out from those Electro Harpoons, and then the Flame Spitter, man. RNG picked themselves up a free kill on the enemy support. Boss is coming around from the side, but he quickly decides he doesn't want anything else to do with this fight. Ananasik has to run. Wei's damage is just way too much. He'll continue pushing forward. Ming coming around from the side will not quite find the dredge line. Doesn't have enough range on that one, but it's a 5-man push onto the tier 1 turret from RNG, and they'll take down their 4th turret of this game.
So confident that they're willing to dive on the 2nd tier turret, that they're willing to push them in. That hook had landed. Absolutely, they're going in. So now if you're Unicorns of Love, you know, and you're this far in, out in the game, just draw your line of scrimmage. What defensive wards do you need? And do you think you can fight for? Because you're certainly not going to be fighting for 3rd Dragon. And with Mountain, you do have to fight for Mountain solo, or at least find something of equal value, and there's nothing on the map that's of equal value. You're certainly not going to win in split push. Like, your win conditions down the drain, but you need to find picks. So I'm looking at the Varus ultimate, perhaps at Gnarlty if they can find somebody.
Well, they're jumping in on Xiaohu here. He takes a lot of damage from Ananasik, but now that Ming's nearby to provide protection, Xiaohu will not die. Both kills so far that the Unicorns have been on Xiaohu. Everybody else on RNG completely deathless. Wei's up here on the top side, taking out the 2nd Rift Herald of the game. It is a 7,500 gold deficit at 15 minutes already. RNG is looking to make this a quick one, Raz.
They are. I loved what Ming did there, man. Where usually, if your team is on the objective on Rift Herald, you're going to be there at least furthering vision or just being there as an insurance policy. Ming says, actually, just going to deny the play from the enemy team, so Ananasik is not even going to get a return for that. So they're just trying to block him, put out the Matumbo finger wag there, and then continue on with their own play. Now they have Rift Herald, and they can set up another play, maybe mid lane, because they already have all tier 1 turrets down.
Well, here we go. Shockwave not properly timed, and that means the follow-up is so free. They practically got paid to do it. RNG just keep the chase alive. Wei continues looking for Santis here, fires off the Electro Harpoons, and dominating with a 6-0-5 scoreline. 100% kill participation for the jungler. Holy cow.
I'm feeling that from here. And it hurts. And so that's going to be a free tier 2 turret, and the vision is going to go deeper into your jungle. And Unicorns of Love, they need to find that Hail Mary. Dragon's going to be picked up. This is the 3rd dragon they said they were never going to fight for to begin with. But they got to find something. They're a little bit desperate. You're right about the mistimed ultimate. It was a good idea, just mistimed.
Nope. Oh, you hate to see it. And then as soon as he lands, the Equalizer, the Nautilus, the Lucian. Poor Santis. Normally you look at an Alistar and ulti and you say, yeah, he'll be okay. Nah. No, not in a game like this. Ananasik now has to immediately retreat yet again. As soon as RNG shows up in his jungle, it's not his jungle anymore. Cryan's going to maybe get collapsed on here. Damage dealt in the last team fight of the entirety of Unicorns of Love. One player did any damage, and it was No Man's hitting 171. Just because the collapse was that quick. There was no chance for them to try to respond. The Unicorns have pretty much no way back into this game now. It's a 9,000 gold lead. It's 18 minutes into the game, and it's another kill for Wei. They just don't happen without his approval. Here in mid lane, Logic manages to get himself out, but Ming is going deep. Will they finally remove Wei's 100% kill participation? The Zonias might buy enough time. The stopwatch, excuse me. Yes, there it is. Gala takes down Logic. Ananasik trying to run away underneath the turret. It's a double kill back over to Gala. They've got the 2nd Rift Herald. They've got the minion wave. Are we going to see a pre-20-minute Nexus? Are we going to get ourselves a dancing Rift Herald? Inhibitor number 1 is down. And RNG have 5 men in the enemy base. Unicorns of Love still in a 3v5 here for the next 10 seconds. First Nexus turret already gone. Shelly will fall over. No Dancing Herald. But man, RNG are just slaughtering them.
This is ridiculous. Before the turrets were even down in the enemy base, they were already in that, diving. Oh, straight up home invasion. And Unicorns of Love can't do much about this. They need to find at least one Hail Mary fight.
It's not happening, man. It is not happening. Xiao Hu's sticking around, trying to take down that second inhib. Rampage for crying. Ming stays alive. Boss drops next. Gala's on a rampage. Where's everybody at? Nice shockwave timing that time around, but it will not matter. It is too little. It is too late. It is a triple kill for Gala, and RNG with an absolute stomp of the Unicorns of Love. They will take down this Nexus before 20 minutes even arrives.
A statement.
Wow.
Full stop. RNG just decimated Unicorns of Love.
Well, this just goes to show what RNG can do when they decide that they do want to go all the way in on the game. When they don't just want to goof around and have a happy game, they can run the entire game from start to finish. The difference between those 2 points being 19.5 minutes.
This reminds me of, remind myself to Invictus Gaming on their Worlds run, where they just ran strong lanes, just full stop. Top lane for the Shy, bot